characterized by the issues that they face as adolescents, on top of the ones that they didn't have a chance to resolve from very early. And compounding that, we looked at the social issues, the things that are happening in our society that are also affecting the emotional development. And we put all of that together to examine and to notice that all of this together, therefore, when we don't get the chance to work on them and resolve them, they come to us with certain emotional needs. And these are the emotional needs, and we looked at how they get triggered then in the environment by anything. When the need gets triggered, then it results in a particular behavior. And we had a very little bit of time to look at some of the resultant behaviors that we notice in adolescence. And therefore, how do we put this all together? Most importantly, that we need both prevention and intervention programs, that we can't address this issue just by either one or the other. We need the prevention programs, and so we need to start from very early on. We talked about, or we mentioned that we need to put more emphasis on mental health and emotional development in early childhood, so that these things get worked on from the very beginning, and we don't have to wait until there's a crisis in the later stages. So emphasizing parenting programs, and we were glad to hear that that was happening, so we didn't have to think about that too much. And ways to provide emotionally safe spaces so that these emotions can be dealt with and worked on from very early, that they don't get to pile up or build up until they get to the adolescent phase and we have these crises. So that we need to have that happening. We need to have more focus on mental health issues in the schools. That I know we are moving away from that schools are no longer just about the textbooks and the curriculum and the maths and English, but we still need we have a way to go still to develop that sense and that awareness of the importance of addressing mental health issues and social and emotional issues as part of, and really appreciating and understanding and getting the connection between how we feel and whether we can learn and think at that particular moment. And we also need to have intervention programs, because we have come to the point where we do have some crises taking place with our young people, with our teachers, with our parents. And so we need to have special programs that this is prevention work, doing the social and emotional development from early and providing the spaces and making sure that they grow and develop it in healthy emotionally. That's the prevention work. But we also need to have slightly different kinds of programs that will deal with these special cases or the at-risk children with the same basis of importance of working with the emotions, but those programs will need to have a little bit of a different structure and a bit of a different focus, and as I say, might be considered a little bit more of a crisis. Okay. So generally that was, hopefully we all came out with the major understanding of the connection between the emotions and the thinking and learning and teaching, and with my mantra that every behavior has an emotion attached to it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Ross. Volgende is de heer Rink van der Werf.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank the organization for inviting me to come to Curaçao. I'm very pleased that I was invited to come here and to tell about a worldwide problem I think school about. Special thanks to Diana. I know Diana about 5 years. We both are members of the Onderwijs Parliament in Holland. We discuss 5 times a year our problems in school with politicians, and we hope we can change a little bit by those discussions. Thank you. Okay, it was not my aim to bring solutions to you, because we don't have the solutions. We work in Holland very hard to solve the problem of early school dropouts, early school leavers, dropouts, but we don't have the solution. I wanted to discuss with you about how you think about dropout, and in my workshop I had all participants in my workshop who are very enthusiastic to talk about school dropout. We talked about what causes are there, why students leave school early, what are the effects of early school leaving. So we talked about, we had a debate on it, and everyone was being enthusiastic. What we concluded, what we learned is that one major thing we have to remind is that our students want to have attention, real attention from us as teachers, as adults, because, and I told you yesterday, we think we know why children leave school, but we don't think on the real
nutrition. Yeah, because I heard a lot of people talking about projects. You see, dietetic is not nutrition. Nutrition is really having the sense of well-being very fast by making the right choices of what you throw into your body. Am I clear? Ja, dus wat about TCD die bijkomen, de un simang bakum is sinti otro kaba. And I've seen this, I felt this, and I said, wow, it really works. Let's cut on sugars, let's cut. But it's not only cutting on fats and sugar, it's what you throw in there instead. Drinking more water. And we can learn this to our pupils, to our students. And they can learn it to other people. So this is all about health education, having this self-fulfilling prophecy. And we should understand that appropriate nutrients are defined. A nutrient is something that really does something on a cell level. Yeah, that's the other thing. And then at last, do not forget my picture yesterday that I showed you, that we are what we eat. So thank you very much.
Dank u. Do you want a review?
I don't need to review. I just have two statements.
Okay.
One, for free on the ASCD website is a book called Supporting the Whole Child. So that's free right now at ascd.org. You can download that. The other thing is, I want to quote a friend of mine who works with me very closely, and Molly talks about the adults in the school and in the community being locked together in conspiracies to support children. So being locked together. So I ask you to keep that in mind as you look at policy, as you look at action. You need to be locked together with the other adults around that child to look at how to support that child's growth so that they can be productive adults and healthy. Thanks.
Dank je.